Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my March beauty favorites and misses for the month. I know I'm a little bit late on this one. Usually I'm pretty good at getting these up the first week, but let's just get right into it.
If you still haven't subscribed, please like and subscribe to her channel.
The first hot product that I want to talk about, I actually have several things. What do I want to talk about? First thing I want to talk about is going to be a primer, and this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, and if you guys don't already know, I'm obsessed with it. I do truly think it retains my oil a little bit longer than the other primers that I've ever used. So this is my top-notch one. The only thing I don't like is obviously the price, just because in my eyes when I look at it, I just always think it's water, just because that's what it looks like in here. I'm always just like, this just looks like water. It doesn't look like, you know, it's a primer, and it's like $32. So this one was $16. It was like a travel size one, but I actually purchased it just to test out and see if I really would like it. I already purchased the full size because I'm obsessed and in love with it, but I also feel like I go through it so quick. So anyways, if you're oily skin and you want to buy something that's more on the high-end side, I would definitely recommend this one. I definitely recommend this primer over my Rimmel and my Makeup Forever mattifying primer. Two eyeshadow palettes to talk about for the month. The first one being the Manny MUA and Makeup Geek palette. Obviously, I have already done 2 makeup tutorials using this palette. I will leave them linked down below so you guys can check them out. I'm super obsessed with this palette. I love it. It's literally the only palette I ever want to use. Literally, just because these colors go so good with each other. And let me know if you guys want to keep seeing more tutorials. I don't know if you guys are interested, but I want to keep filming more tutorials, so I think I am. But this is definitely a favorite of the month. Palette that I loved for this month is a MAC palette. I actually like the other one as well. I like them both very much equally. This one's actually on my eyes today. This is the Warm Neutral palette, and I already saw some of you saying that you do want to see some tutorials using this specific using the MAC palettes, and I will be giving you guys that. For some reason they looked a little washed out on camera. It's probably because of the lights, but I love this. I have this color on with this color. I don't know the names, honestly, guys. I need to learn them, but I have about 5 shades from this palette, so I love this. This is basically like kind of a no-brainer as well, because sometimes there's some things I want to pick out of here and use with my Makeup Geek, or use my Makeup Geek with a little bit of here, but I have created so many looks just using this palette on its own. So yeah, I have this palette here. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. This is more of a bronzer. What? This is not a eyeshadow palette. This is a bronzer palette, and this is the e.l.f. palette. It's literally what it's called. It just says e.l.f. on there, and this is what it looks like. Now, for some reason, like I said, maybe my lights are a little too strong, and that's why things are not looking as pigmented as they should, but these look very light. Obviously, I'm sure you're thinking, how did these even go on your skin? But they're not as light as they look. Like I said, it's probably just my lights that are super bright, but these are actually really good shades. It's like a 50-50 for me. The thing is that one of these eyeshadows, one of these bronzers, this one has like glitter in it, which I'm not really down with, and you can actually see the glisten, and that's not something I want. But the other 3 I love. I think they are perfect. I don't have any orange tint to it or undertone. I don't see it being too warm. In the contrary, I actually really like this more so to contour. Maybe it's a bronzing palette for those who are more on the fair and light side, but for me personally, these work more as contour palettes, which is what I like, because they are more warm and gray tone compared to orange tone. So definitely check it out, because I think it's like a $6 palette, and these are phenomenal. The product that I want to talk about from e.l.f. that I enjoyed this month is this e.l.f. brush, and I think when I purchased it, it said the all over brush or the everything brush. If I can find the specific name, you guys, I will leave it right here for you. At Target one day, and it was like a new brush that they had just came out with, and it was a $6 brush, and I love this. At first, when I had purchased it, I was like, I think I'm going to use this as a fan brush, which I'm sure you could. I just haven't tried it because I've been using it for foundation, but I love this brush. This is like a kabuki brush, literally. It's just a big, fat, dense brush. Like as if it were a kabuki. It just looks in a fan size, which I don't mind it at all. It doesn't bug me at all. What I like to do is I like to take I've been using this with my foundation powder. I'll just dip it in there and just apply it, and I have absolutely been loving this. The reason why I like it is because I think this is by far the most inexpensive brush that I found that does the job of a kabuki brush, if that makes sense. Like, I have a kabuki brush from Real Techniques, and it's not as dense as this one, I feel like, and it's a little bit more pricier. This one's $6, and I can't seem to put this one down, and even though, I have used it for my setting powder and I like it as well. I just like it because it does blend it very nicely and it doesn't apply like way too much. I don't know. It just doesn't look cakey on me. And with this is going to be my MAC Studio Fix powder. It just looks like this. I've used this in maybe 2 tutorials already and I really do love him just because he is super easy to throw on, especially on days when I'm on a rush. All I have to do is like blend out concealer and then just, I don't know what that was. And just throw this on. I can just slap it on my face and be out the door, literally. Compared to, I feel like my liquid, I have to go wash my beauty blender, come back, and put it on and blend. I don't know. I just think that this is just, you just save so much time with this powder, I feel like. And it's just so easy because it does give a lot of coverage without you looking cakey or heavy or anything. So I like this one, bomb.com. First skincare item is going to be my Mario Badescu Cucumber Cleansing Lotion Toner. I love this stuff. I cannot live without it. My skin realizes and notices whenever I am not using it, whenever I am not wearing it. It just knows. It knows. So I have been loving this. I really do think it balances my pH and it kind of just clears the skin. And if there's any makeup still on my face for whatever reason, it will take every speck of makeup off. So my favorite toner, Mario Badescu, and I feel like they are not expensive at all. I feel like they are, some of their items can be a little pricey, but I feel like they're completely inexpensive. But favorite toner, hands down. I think this is my third one. A mask to talk about, and this is the Glam Glow Thirsty Mud Hydrating Treatment Mask. I have the baby one just because I cannot see myself buying that $69 mask. And the only reason I say that is because you don't get a lot of product in there. Not that you're getting a lot of product in this baby one, but I feel like I don't use it because I did purchase a big one once, like the full size one, and it literally dried out on me. I don't know if it's because I wasn't using it that often, but I don't use these that often, but I do, like I feel like I do, but apparently not as often for them to not dry out. So I had to throw like half of it away, which I'm like, that was $69. So I just buy the little baby ones because these last me. So this is the hydrating one and I am obsessed. My skin dried out terrible this month. Terrible. Just for some reason my skin has just been drying out, which is weird because that's never happened to me before. So I just felt like I really need to hydrate it and bring it back to life. So that's when I went in with this guy, and it does such a good job about really hydrating the skin and just making the skin look so clear and glow. Brushes to talk about, and I just want to talk about them, excuse me, fairly quickly, just because I do plan on doing a like dedicated video to these brushes, also a hot and not review. But these are the Royal and Lay Nickel brushes. They just look like these, and I wanted to mention them because these are super inexpensive, and the reason why I have my channel is to help you guys find things that are the bomb diggity for a really good price. So these are phenomenal. I can talk more in depth about these, but just know they are the bomb. I just have one huge category of like lipsticks to talk about. Not so much color, more so lipstick kind of brand. I am obsessed, if you guys don't already know, with Milani lipsticks. I think Milani lipsticks are the best lipsticks out in the drugstore market today. I just think they are phenomenal. They have the cutest packaging. Like, the packaging is gold, and then at the bottom you just get the shade that you know you're gonna get, and then these smell like something sweet. So they have a good scent to them, and not only that, they have so many colors. Like, I have a whole lipstick thing, like so many different colors. Today I'm actually wearing one of theirs. I'm wearing Matte Glam, which is this one right here, which obsessed. I will show you a swatchy swatch, and like I showed you from some of the swatches in my super pigmented, which is what I like, and they're only like $3, so you can't beat it. You can't beat it with the stick. My lipstick. Oh, I just cashed it. It's a bomb.com. There we go with the bomb word again. But they really are phenomenal. And then the next product I want to talk about is also by Milani. And this is the Milani Moisture Lock Rose Hip Oil Infused Lip Treatment. That's what this little guy looks like. I actually bought this on my trip to CVS, which I forgot to mention in my haul. But I love this. It was just so intriguing to me because it was like moisture lock. I was like, in a lip gloss? What? Because I know I've mentioned in a couple of my videos that I'm not a glossy girl. And for some reason right now, I kind of am in that glossy vibe. I'm kind of digging it right now. And so when I saw this, I was like, rose hip. And it does smell like roses. So it's literally just a gloss, guys. Just like that. The applicator is kind of weird, but it's just a gloss, but it really does moist. It really does hydrate the lips. And the reason I say this is because I will apply it and it'll be like glossy, but as the day progresses with me having it on, before I know it, it's already sunk into my lips and my lips are super hydrated, which is why I like. And there are some chapsticks that I've applied and sometimes, you know, they'll come off after a while, but not only that, my lips will peel, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but with this, it just kind of absorbs into the skin. You will no longer see the gloss or the shine in the lip. It will keep your lips hydrated and nice and, you know, like you can suck air out of them. That my lips don't peel. I really like how this is, and I think the application or the applicator is kind of weird. It's not even doe foot, but I like this. They actually had several ones. They had like grape, coconut, orange, mango, things like that. And this one, the pink one just intrigued me, but it's clear and it's just got a rose scent to it. Just mentioned, I am currently obsessed with glosses. I have on a gloss on top of this Milani lipstick, and I have on the NYX Butter Gloss in Raspberry Tart. And I don't know, I'm kind of into glosses right now. And I want to mention the NYX ones, these NYX Butter Glosses, because these are the ones that I've been using. You can see that they're pretty pigmented. But these are the ones that I've been using because I literally have every color that they have out on the market. Like literally every color, because I was obsessed with these when they first came out. Every color. I have all the nudes, all the browns. I even have the reds, the purple. I have every single color from them. Now let's move on to a couple of beauty misses that I have for the month. I mentioned this in my haul as well. And I had actually been using this way before the haul. And it is not oil free, guys. It is not. And that is what turned me off completely because my face was so, I even hate saying this word, but so greasy. Like, it wasn't even oily. It was just greasy at that point. It was just so greasy. And if I would put makeup over it, it was just a hot mess. I just couldn't do it. It was too much going on for the skin. It looked super oily, even though I had set it with a powder. And it was funny because I also realized that I would get oily quicker. Because I know like the constant like foundation routine that I do, and I know that it works. Like it works. It's foolproof. And about 2 hours of having it on, I was like, what? Moisturizer. It was the moisturizer. That was the only new thing that I had changed in my routine. The moisturizer. So it is not my favorite, and this is going back because this was an $18 moisturizer. So that's not going to happen. I wanted it because of the SPF in it, but I have something else that I can use for SPF, so I'm like, yeah, definitely a miss. Not my cup of tea. So, and the last thing I want to mention is a brush. This is the Real Techniques Bold Metals brush. This is in 301, and it's your typical kind of, not kabuki, your kind of contouring brush, that dense brush that you can use to kind of chisel out. This doesn't seem to blend my contour, and I've tried it in so many different ways. I've used it with creams, I've used it with a liquid, and I've used it with powder, and it just does not seem to blend. Like, I just have such a hard time trying to blend it, and I don't know if it's because it's too dense that I can't. And I hate that I'm comparing it, but I like the e.l.f. one much better. It just seems to be softer. I can get a better blend, and I don't know, this is what I've been using, so it doesn't blend anything. Like, it doesn't blend, and I feel like not only is it to apply it, but it's also to use to blend, and it just doesn't seem to work for me. So It's kind of a bummer because this was a $20 brush. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just going to pass this on. Maybe somebody else will like it, but it just wasn't my favorite. And all the other ones from their Bold Metals collection were my favorite. And I remember this was the main brush that I wanted from the collection because I was like, I want this kind of flat top, you know, very thin brush to contour, and it just won't work for me. All my beauty favorites and misses for the month of March. Let me know what your favorites are down below. Let me know if you do want to see my skincare routine. Get to like and subscribe right up there in that box. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.